Hello, welcome into this edition of Pat Strathman's video blog, week 3. I can't believe it's already the third week of this stuff, but I'm certainly enjoying it right now in the comfort of my own home. I just got back from Lawrence, so I'm really excited. As you can tell, I'm rocking KU gear, so obviously I was in Lawrence. Even though yesterday's game was a little bit of a disappointment, I think everyone would kind of agree with that there. But today what I want to talk about, I guess, is just the top college teams in the nation right now, and maybe a little preseason picks that maybe were kind of a buzz, but I might not get to that. I might say that for another vlog or another week and whatnot, and that'll be something more to talk about. First thing first, though, NFL playoffs. I can't believe how bad I called them, but at the same time, I'm really kind of happy to see all these results. First off, Pittsburgh-Baltimore, what a game that was. I mean, Pittsburgh was just pounding it away. You know when them two teams get together, you know it's going to be hard-hitting the whole time. Baltimore certainly struggled in the second half a little bit. Pittsburgh just came back and just took care of things, and we went by a touchdown. Certainly pretty amazing. As far as Chicago and Seattle, Seattle gave a little test at Chicago. They did a really good job, but Chicago, of course, pulling away. That really doesn't surprise me. Chicago definitely needs to be picking up that win. Who would have thought that Jay Cutler would be in the NFC Championship game this year? I certainly can't believe that. Jay Cutler has certainly been one of those different players this year. I know fans 1 week love him, fans next week hate him. So that Bears are definitely are sitting at pretty good shape. The most recent game, though, Jets and Patriots. What happened, Tom Brady? I mean, you just got yourself, you won 45-3 a couple weeks back in Foxborough in the snow. What's going on? I mean, it should be an easy victory, right, against the Jets? Man, Rex Ryan, obviously, he knows how to put the right foot forward. You funny pun. But certainly, Rex Ryan did exactly what I didn't think he would be able to do, and that's beat Bill Belichick and the Patriots offense. I mean, holding them to 21 points, holding them to 3 points going into the fourth quarter, which is extremely amazing because the Patriots certainly one of the more high-scoring offenses, of course, being led by the quarterback Tom Brady. But Jets, they stuck it to them, and I can't wait to see the Jets-Steelers matchup because it should be really good. Two defensive teams, and Rex Ryan, certainly, who used to coach for Baltimore, is going to be facing Pittsburgh as well. That's pretty interesting as well. The other game, Green Bay Packers versus Atlanta. I could have told you that the ATL was probably going to lose just because of the fact that they are not a very flashy team. But Green Bay Packers, man, when you go to Atlanta in the Dome and you just whoop them like you did, 48-21 the final score, if you beat them by a good 27 points, what does it say if you're a member of the Falcons team? I mean, you really are the number 1 seeds in the NFC. You're facing against the number 6 seed in Green Bay, a wild card team. By the way, wild card teams who have been really stellar in the playoffs as of late, especially number 6 seeds. Just saying, wild cards are usually a great team. And then, but then ATL. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, you just end up losing that ball game. Number 1 seeds, one of the best records in the NFL. Just a great collapse on your part, and that was not good to see. If you're a Falcons fan, I feel your pain for the ATL fans out there. But to the main point, the main topics here, I'm going to go and break down some college basketball. Obviously, a lot's been going on. Duke ended up losing to Florida State at Florida State. They struggled with Virginia on Saturday in North Carolina, which is pretty crazy. You don't see that happen too often. Ohio State, of course, still undefeated. I'm just going to go and say right now all the undefeated teams out there. And certainly there's only 4 in the nation, of course. Kansas Jayhawks, one of them. The number 3 team in the nation currently, Syracuse. Number 2 team, Syracuse, they're the number 4 seed currently. And, sorry, my computer's going off. ESPN decided to reload for no apparent reason. But Syracuse still undefeated at 18-0. They're sitting very pretty in the Big East so far, 5-0 in conference. Continue looking out there. More teams. Of course, you have Ohio State in the Big Ten. They will most likely be the number 1 team in the nation by the time these AP polls come out. They're 5-0 in conference. They struggled a little bit most recently as well, but they got it done and ended up getting the victory. And then the last team, of course, you always have one of these teams out of a non-qualifying, or I wouldn't say a non-BCS type conference, including the Mountain West. San Diego State 19-0. They are just a phenomenal team. They are getting it done. But my top 5 teams in the nation, and I will go and start off right now, and by starting with the number 5 team. And I think this is really a team that should not be that's not what, of course, they're a great team. The top 5 team has got to be really good. But, of course, I'm going to go and say Duke really slid far. Alright? Duke is my number 5 team. Without Kyrie Irving, I think they still need to find someone to come off. And they stepped up in this place. I mean, their post-game is what's really questionable to me, because they don't have very many big men down low. I think they really do miss Mr. Zubac from a year ago, who was the best offensive rebounder I have seen for Duke, played in a long time. Just a big body, 730 block shots. He did all that stuff, and I think they're missing that this year, because Florida State, they just shut him down. When you can shut down a team inside, stretch out your defense, and affect the outside game, which of course Duke shot horribly against them. I mean, obviously Duke has been struggling, but they still my number 5 team in the nation. They did slide back. They are 16-1. They are one of the best one-loss teams out there, and you got to give them credit. Number 4 team. This is going to have to be a big issue, and to no surprise, they were under for a while, but they end up losing the other day to, of course, Syracuse. So Pittsburgh, they are number 4. They're my top 5 picks here. 17-1. They're 5. Oh, sorry. Let me go back here. They did not lose to Cuse. They're playing against Cuse tomorrow. My bad. Obviously, I'm not recognizing too much of it. They lost to Tennessee. My bad. I am so sorry for getting that wrong. I remember Syracuse. I knew there was a big game coming up between Syracuse. Undefeated Syracuse versus Pittsburgh should be a very good matchup. Anyways, Pittsburgh certainly a very, very good team. I think we need to look out for it. Very loaded with quality athletes. They're not very flashy, but they certainly can get it done. They're number 1 right now in the nation with 20 assists per game. Now, when you can do that and distribute the ball very well, have very balanced scoring, you have to be one of the top teams in the nation. And of course, Pittsburgh, number 14 in the nation. And another good thing here, I love team can rebound. Pittsburgh, 2nd in the nation, 42.7 rebounds per game. Phenomenal. Very, very phenomenal. Very good rebounding, very good passing team. That's what you want to see. They're not cheap. They don't score a lot of points. They don't score about 8 games, which is about 17th in the nation. But they're a good team that I think we need to look out for. They're my top 5. Number 3 spot. Obviously, you got to start talking about. Maybe you can sneak in San Diego State here, but I don't think it's even possible. You got to think about Syracuse, Kansas, Ohio State, and Nova, and Notre Dame's been playing very well as well, but they recently lost today. But anyways, Duke, I already have Duke number 5, Pittsburgh number 4, number 3. Got to be the Syracuse Orange. And the reason why I choose is because they are one of the 4 beaten. They're 5-0 in conference. They have a tough game at Pitt tomorrow, which should be very interesting. And it's at Pitt. For that, both teams are on a roll so far. 5-0 Big East play. Now, here's the interesting thing about Syracuse on the team. They don't score a lot of points. 75 points against 7th in the nation. That's nothing to be bragged about, alright? But, and they're only 36 in the nation for rebounds. Well, they're right in the team, but field position is 16. So why do I like them? You better give up defense. Their defense has been stellar. As I look here, I have allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams. 6 teams of the 6 out of the 18 games, they have about 6 points or more. That's why about this defense. This defense cannot be stopped. I mean, it can't be looked around. The defense can be. Don't get me wrong, but that 2-3-2 zone that Syracuse and Jim run in this college basketball league is incredible, and
Really like what he's doing there. Heck of a coach. You got some young players starting to do a little bit better now. They have a tough test tomorrow. They win. They certainly need to prove the fact that they are worthy of a top 5 and stay unbeaten. 4 unbeaten's left, and KU came close against came close yesterday. Number 2 team in the nation, State. Sorry, check that. People like to just say Ohio State. It's the Ohio State University. I know people probably don't like State too much, but that's what everyone Columbus says. My brother used to go to Ohio to get his PhD, so he certainly reminds me of that quite often. But number 2 team in the nation has got to be Ohio State, alright? And you probably already know what my number 1 pick is, but the reason why I'm saying Ohio is they are too young. Obviously, well, okay, I wouldn't say they're too young. They certainly are a team that needs to be looked for. They have a soldier who's been outstanding so far. There's someone replacing that Evan Turner role go, and I think that was the big issue for a lot of people trying to figure out if Ohio's definitely worthy of being in the top, because they don't have, you know, the all-star Turner. I mean, Evan Turner was a heck of a heck of a player. Evan Turner was excuse me. And Mr. Jared Sullinger, 18 points a game, just very solid, high field goal percentage and 60%. Now, here's the downfall in number 2. Rebounds per game, 150 for the nation, 35 rebounds a game. Really pathetic mistake. Come on, Buckeyes, you need to stop. And you look at them, look at how many victories they have against who they had against. They had a couple, most recently, Penn State, on conference play, at Michigan, don't get me wrong, Minnesota, who's in the top 25, Iowa, 0-5 in the Big Ten, at Iowa, 0-5 in the Big Ten, and they lost, and they won to against them by 5. That's how close they were. Now, only reason I have Ohio State like that, I could drop a little bit more, but the reason why I'm not is Mr. Sullinger. He is the forward being the National Collegiate Player of the Year. That's it. And next thing, and our 2.5 minutes left to go here, you gotta go the University of Kansas. I'm not saying that because I'm a homer. Let me say again, I'm not saying that because I go to the University of Kansas, but I have to give it up for them. They did strong against Nebraska, don't get me wrong, they strong against them. Iowa State is in Ames, Iowa. Michigan, I went at Michigan, but tough place to play, don't get me wrong. But they have wiped the floor with a lot of teams. I know at home they've had a lot of scares. The non-con isn't as good as it used to be, but when it's like Arizona, I think Arizona's a very team. I think people need to look out. UCLA at home, we all know that UCLA, a young team, they're sort of the prime teams this year in the Pac-10, the Pac-12. Memphis was a decent win. They lost to a CU the other day. Very pathetic on them. It was a close win. Cal, I mean, they points, but certainly that was closer than most people thought. And in Nebraska, and then they have Baylor tomorrow in Texas on January the 22nd, and then they go to Idaho, where Colorado's 3-0. Look out for Colorado. The reason why I'm choosing them is because I think court, and I think we have Marcus and Markeith Morris, they're very good numbers right now. Mark Morris is averaging about 7. Markeith with 13 himself. Been a phenomenal players. They're number 1. That's the reason why I have them as the number 1 team. They're 18.5. Third in the nose per game. They've been scoring very good nation. And the rebounds they're averaging about 40 rebounds per game. They did get last game. That's the only problem with this team is that Selby needs to stop playing like the way he's been doing. Alright? I know he still needs to get on the roll, okay? Team Nation can a little bit about K-State. I don't want a little bit about K-State. They certainly fell apart. I spelled Horn already said NIT problems already. Hey, if K-State does not go to the tournament, I will not call any more KU about the rest of my career. There you go.